Hey everyone, welcome to our full product review for the MSI Nightblade. So to start things off, we're going to go over the specs of a base Nightblade, but the one we tested actually is really packed full of performance. So we'll get to those in just a second when we open it up. But for now, let's talk about the base specs of a Nightblade. The CPU that comes included is an Intel Core i5-7500. The GPU inside would be a GTX 1060 with 3 GB of DDR5 RAM. Memory included is 16 GB of DDR4. Storage inside is a 128 GB M.2 SSD and a 1 TB 7200 RPM hard disk drive. For connectivity, there's Intel dual band wireless AC 3168 Sandy Peak with 802.11 Bluetooth 4.0 on an M.2 chip. Powering the device is a 450 watt power supply. There is a slim tray low DVD super multi-drive and it comes with Windows 10 as well. On the front right-hand side of the machine is a power button, USB 3.1 Type-C port, USB 3.0 port, headphone, and a microphone port. On the front of the middle of the machine, there is an HDMI port for VR with a pass-through that leads to the back. And on the back side, you have the I/O for both the video card and the motherboard, and the VR Link HDMI port that comes from the front of the machine that then plugs into your video card. The Nightblade packs performance into a small package. The machine is 5 inches wide, 13.5 inches long, and 10.5 inches tall. Compared to a standard size case, it's pretty small for the amount of performance you can pack inside this thing. Let's open it up and see how everything is situated. So taking a look at the Nightblade with the shroud off, 2 screws come out of the back and it comes off nice and easy. Inside of our testing unit, we have a GTX 1080 Ti. We have an Intel 7700K processor. We also have 512 gigabytes of storage, which is on a Samsung 960 Pro NVMe M.2, and then we also have 32 gigs of RAM in our machine. So the way all of that fits inside of here is, well, first off, you have the card in here like so, reference card, so all of the hot air is dissipated out of the back. We have our our power supply down at the bottom, located there with our cables coming off. Up at the top, if you look, you can see that there is room to install 2 3.5-inch drives and then another 2.5-inch drive here. All of these are empty right now, so there's plenty of room for more storage in this machine. Then on the back, if we turn it around, you can see one of our sticks of RAM. This is one of our 16 gig sticks. The other one is on the other side of the motherboard. It's a little bit difficult to see, but I'll show you in a second. We have our 960 Pro right here, and we actually have another open M.2 slot on the back of this motherboard as well. And then obviously our CPU is on the other side with a heatsink and fan array to blow it out the back as well, so you don't have any heating problems or cooling problems, you know. And then if we tilt it just like this, you can see that other stick of memory down in there, and then we have our Bluetooth and our Wi-Fi right there as well. So everything does fit snugly in the machine, but honestly there is some room and there's some expansion space as well, so plenty of space surprisingly inside of the Nightblade. Included with the Nightblade is a short HDMI cable to link the VR port and video card together. There's also a packet of items included with a driver and utility disc, MSI warranty information, service manual, user manual, and quick start guide. There's even a little thermal paste and graphic card support sponges too. Let's move things onward to our benchmarks. We started things off with Firestrike, which scored 19,617, which is 97% better than all other machines that have ran this test. Next, we did Cinebench. Our OpenGL score was 139, and our CB score for the processor was 803. You can see how it stacks up on the left-hand side of the screen. Then we ran Crystal Disk to see how fast our 960 was inside this machine. It read at 2,196 megabytes and wrote at 1,810. On to our real-world testing with actual games. GTA 5 was first on very high with no MSAA, MSAA at ×2, and then MSAA at ×4. We had readings of 136, 133, and 131 FPS. The GPU's temperature was at 68 degrees and the CPU's was at 72. Our second title that we tested was Rise of the Tomb Raider on medium, high, and on very high with FPS readings of 179, 172, and 151. Our GPU's temperature was at 82 and our CPU's was at 77. Our third game that we tested was Dirt Rally on medium, high, and ultra. We had readings of 185, 135 on high, and 173 on ultra. High notoriously sometimes acts up weird on machines, but whatever, just play it on Ultra, it looks better and runs great. Our GPU's temperature was at 72, and our CPU's temperature was also at 72. And our final game we tested was Hitman on medium, high, and ultra. We had FPS averages of 110, 104, and 101. Our GPU's temperature was at 71, and our CPU's was at 75. Now all of those tests were at 1080p, but we did run another test for all of the games once on their highest settings at 4K resolution, and we had averages of 72 FPS for Grand Theft Auto 5, 65 FPS on Rise of the Tomb Raider, 90 FPS on Dirt Rally, and 79 FPS for Hitman. If you're looking to put a personal touch on your computer, we have loads of options available to you, including upgrades available to the CPU, GPU, RAM, storage, overclocking, custom paint, hydro and graphic wraps, laser etching, and much, much more. If you have any questions about the Nightblade or any other products here at Exotic PC, leave me a comment down below. I've been Andrew saying thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe for future product overviews and reviews.